Hey everybody, how are y'all doing this evening? It's Ryan and Wesley here. We're waiting on
Right.
Alan to join us, and if he doesn't, we will find something to talk about. I'm just we'll talk about notes and real estate, actually.
Yeah, I trust we can get you guys some good content going.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm sure he's no problem through test runs and logging in. He was like on before me every time, and then now live. Uh, Not here. So if he joins us in a little bit, great. If not, we'll do another one and have it recorded and posted up for IRAs. I know a little bit about them. He knows more than I do, just stuff that I've tried to do, and they tell you no, you can't do that. But it's actually through another custodian. But New Direction was one that I checked out as well. Just after I already had one with Advanta, who someone referred me to. But just certain things, and talk to David Putz as well. I need to give him a call. He
Yeah.
he mentioned that you couldn't. One thing he was talking about that he didn't realize either until at some point, like all of us, you never know until you know um, that that you couldn't share. What he mentioned anyway, from what I took of it, and I could have read it totally wrong. That because I thought it was like all of us, you never know totally until you know. Yeah. That like you couldn't 50-50 JV with someone. Say Wesley's IRA and my IRA, we went at 50-50 on a deal. Supposedly we couldn't do that with our IRAs. That was a disqualified person, just as how you can't buy your mom's house or sell your mom's house.
Oh yeah.
But I could have read it wrong or took it wrong in what he was saying about it. But Alan's got a great presentation. I'd hate to go through it for him because he did email it to us.
Yeah, he put a lot of effort into that presentation. I had a chance to review it, and man, it's some great content there.
I've got it. I've got it. Some, he's gonna make me open it, man. Yeah, Professor Allen, come on, where are you? I called him, but yeah, just give us a minute, folks. Hopefully he'll come on, and if not, we've got some other topics, just backup topics that, I mean, we could ramble on all day and all night, but don't want to waste your time, like with stuff of tapes or what we do with tapes or how we evaluate them with different tools. I know Wesley has a certain Excel, whatever you would want to call it. It's got all sorts of stuff in it where it spits out to a PDF, I believe, in the final version, or it looks like one, doesn't it?
Oh, my
ROI.
Yeah, my model analysis, how I break down tapes and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going through a revision change right now, and it's actually gonna print out into PDFs and also print out into some of my marketing templates that I got. So that's that's something in the future for me. But I could show everybody the current process if Alan doesn't come on.
You can, man, feel free to. I'm looking for him, like, to where I can promote him to panelists, just when he pops up in there, or he should just auto go in there. But yeah, you can. Mine as well. There's Note Pros, which looks awesome. Which at $27 a month, that's great. I'm not scrubbing through a lot of tapes presently, but $27, $37 yourself to death with this tool, that tool, this tool, that tool. So $200.
So you went ahead and invested in the Note Pros?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
I did the so let me see, new share. So like now what I'm using, and I had to reach back out to him because but he's great, and it's all about how you present yourself and communication. That's everything with everybody, in life. It's so this was off of freelancer.com, a similar site to Upwork or the dozens of other ones they have out nowadays.
Yeah, they got a lot of them out.
Yeah, I mean, and plenty of, and I've been going to some technology meetup groups too that, you could overpay like here, like I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, for someone local to do something versus, online you're competing with the world, so you can get something done by a programmer and wherever. Mine happened to be in India, who's awesome. Used something called a programming language called Python. That's a web
Hmm.
just scrapes data, pulls data from the web, like they have, don't want to talk in gibberish, but APIs like Zillow, as that Ken Martinez calculator does. It uses APIs to pull off Zillow data, where you just copy. This is an awesome, tool that I still use for a variety of things, and kind of altered my ROI calculator off of it. But this, are you able to see that, Wes?
Yeah, I'm saying it.
So this is Zillow. They opened up their platform, but it keeps, from what my programmer with the program I'll show you, it keeps changing. Like their algorithm or whatnot. Forgot exactly the term he used, because sometimes it won't pull the beds and the baths or the rent estimate or whatever, but it's only going to pull what's online. So it'll pull a realtor, just the way that I'll evaluate them, from where I learned for seconds from Chandor Lau of the realtor value, the Zillow value, Trulia value, and then a county value, and I just average them all out. But this calculator is awesome, especially for beginning. I mean, a number of investment things, but it's got the 10B calculator. You just insert your blue cells. I could be talking a little quick and going too fast here, but it's got the states. It's probably outdated, but FCI Exchange has always, updated stuff on there. But a good wealth calculator, but here too, he's got, the loan mods and all. You insert your data in the blue cells and it'll return them, but you just, as you do deals and stuff changes, change it. You can change these fields to what they need to be.
Hmm.
And shoot for worst case scenario. There's your foreclosure, or if you just resell the note, or D and lieu, yada yada yada. But back to the one that I was that he's changing. It's just quicker. That one will do a lot of stuff, but it'll just pull the data, the Zillow data value, which is great because it's got the beds, baths, and all that. And this is just called Web Scraper. It'll. Are you seeing that? This okay?
Yep, I'm saying it.
So it's just, he named it Property Scraper, and it'll spit it into Excel right here. Property Scraper output. Once it scrapes, and so you just and what you have to do is you have to create a text file. So like when a Excel file comes in the email, I will take, I'll copy and paste the address, city, state, zip. So these are a number of them that I took off of back. This is a list that I pulled off of List Source. Just something that I'm doing personally. That's not their commercial notes. And so you got to make a text file, and I just name it number one. So I'll do 50 addresses at a time or whatever. And so every time you do it, I hit clear, select the file. And when it works right, which it does, and see, this is, you hear people all the time like, well, your ROI calculator is your ROI calculator. That's why no one wants to share it, because it's going to be different for Wesley. It's going to be different for me. I may need my money back, in 6 months, 12 months. He may want to put it in his IRA, and it gets there when it gets there, but the return's going to be great. The yield may not be super high because it may take longer, but it's something that he doesn't have to,
Something you gotta miss.
exactly, exactly. So this here, but so it's good, good communication. He's great about, okay, yeah, see, it's not working. So, I'm going to fix it. I was like, okay, great. That was just yesterday. So I haven't used it in a while. So I didn't notice it not working, because the tapes that I've gotten personally from my relationships have been small to where I didn't need it. If some start coming in that are a large amount of states that I like, or um, or just look good on the surface, then I would have used it and be like, hey, it ain't working, so it might have been fixed quicker. So see, it's doing goofy, but it'll get the realtor value, county value, house value, Zillow, rent, the Zestimate rent, whatever, Zestimate value, tax status. That's everything. All that is just what it pulls off of Zillow, but it's not pulling it. But you see, it's pulling the Google view, the realtor link, county link. It doesn't. We worked on that for a while, and he said to do it. I went to Census, got every county and whatever states I did it in, and all this, but $250, it was like great. But then no pros, I think it does that as well, the county link. And $27 is $27. I mean, and this is just another could be another headache for you. So I mean, I'm not a super penny pincher, but you have to be frugal, or you could spend your way out of anything. And you cancel anytime. I mean, it looks like it's something great, so it probably will be something that I think I would get into at some point in the future when the tapes start rolling in. And like you say, I mean, you can't lose if you can cancel at any time. I mean, shoot. But you want to? How's yours working? Are both of ours not working right now?
Hold on one second.
If you want to, it's up to you.
Keep everything going.
Yeah, Alan, if you're listening, I'm opening up your presentation here. I won't do that, Tim, because it'll actually be a good webinar that looks like it won't happen today with the IRA.
So Ryan, can you see the screen?
Not yet. No. Either share screen or new share, and we should be able to. Yes, sir.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. I got an echo. Let me try to fix that. Hey Ryan, do you still hear an echo?
I don't hear it.
Okay. Probably just on my end. So this is one of the properties I was looking at in Flint last year. Here's my property details and by the number of what I was looking for actual return on this particular property in Michigan. And what I'm having with my due diligence is, let me bring it over. So on my newer version, once I run the report, it's gonna have a button here where I can click it and it'll actually print that form. So I don't have to spend the time entering in the data or anything like that, because my picture and pretty much the sheet here will still be the same, because this sheet just giving a description of my company and what I do, how you can learn and check out what else is what we got going on. That's on my new and up and coming version. But
in Excel, that was in Excel, right? Where you were just at?
Well, what was a Word document?
Okay,
I'm gonna have to make a Word document in PDF.
Gotcha.
So on this home in Michigan, this is pretty much my due diligence, how I handle due diligence. I have a main file. Let me click it. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, say for instance, this asset, I hit bid details, and it actually populates that sheet. It's a pretty nice feature that I like, and that if I had multiple assets and I was to select them here and click it, it'll open different workbooks for all the various assets. So I can take a look at them individually.
And you just paste the address in there, and it does it.
Yeah. I just copy and paste all the information in. I pretty much copy and paste the information to here.
Gotcha.
And I got formulas, and it looks on Zillow and populates all the other information there.
Gotcha. Yeah. See, I mean, that's the, like on that scraper that, I was just doing there. So it spits that into Excel. So it's almost like, it's not the same thing. It's different. It's laid out different, and all that, because we're different. But it does the same thing almost in reverse. Kind of like, it'll put all that in Excel, and then if it was working, I would have went to that Excel file that went to output, and it's not laid out like this. So I'll record a macro, which is just it's basically just recording your steps of resizing your columns and putting filters or sorting, however you want it to look on, and then you click a button and it does it. So it's just, I guess, a to each his own type of thing. But yeah, I've always liked yours.
Oh, sorry. Do you guys still hear?
Yeah.
You hear it?
Say something else.
Hey,
All right. Yeah. No, I hear it. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds good.
Okay.
It's I think it sounds better than the headphones. You're gonna have to.
Let me call.
You can't imitate Adam Adams with the headphones, so. You gotta, okay, you're pulling them here now. No. With the Apple headphones. Yeah. So. Yeah, there won't be. Oh, so let's see. Are you still in your Excel?
Do you see it?
Yeah, you still have that you still have that rating system in it at all? Is that still something that you're privy to? Because it's, I mean, you could, it's great to learn Excel skills. I definitely learn more and more about it every week. But I don't want to become, back to when I did do some VBA programming. Don't particularly enjoy it, and it would take forever to be proficient at it. And you pay $100 or something to have somebody develop it for you, just seems worth it. I don't know. I think even, as time goes on, I mean, we're in, real estate. I know this is like tailored to notes, but, and it's just gotten more and more popular to where, tools are coming out like No Pros, that you can use. And like I said, man, $27, it's kind of hard to beat if you're scraping through a lot of data, but I'll make it a thing too. Like here, I do at least 2 nights a week, sometimes 3 nights a week, go through 5 pages of, so going through, calling all the bank's asset managers and all. I was working in a different states, so now I'm just focusing on Tennessee, because it's where I live and a state that I focus on, especially Memphis. But so I'll make it a point to go through it. At least I'll do a search for asset managers or special assets, and connect with a little message on LinkedIn, just to reach out to them for tapes. And there's not many going around now, but it's all relationships. So I know when the market tanks, between tomorrow and a year to 2 years, that they'll be selling them off. But it'll still taper down from the big boys to the small ones, but still, I mean, there's a lot of small banks that, just as Adam did, I don't know what community bank that was that he got the 80 something notes from in San Antonio, but it's out there. It's just a matter of working and doing it, and it's not going to happen overnight. So I don't know. Notes for me is just I'm kind of like I say a squirrel. Like I have to be involved in multiple things other than running the business that I run now. It's like I like it, but you can get burnt out. I don't want to quit it and not do it and not have the income from it, but I love doing this, the real estate and doing the notes, and it's as another income, a second income. Hopefully each and everything that you start blows the other one out of the water, but I don't want to, I'm not getting into it, or I've been in it a year, but I don't want to get into it to like, I hate my job, I want to do this type of thing. I started from, just my Vanguard IRA, not doing anything, and got a self-directed IRA, and kind of went from there. And then Paper Source, which is coming up soon. But I got in late, but that being said, with real estate, it's cyclical. Other business, it's a service business, and it's almost, I would say, recession proof. I mean, there wasn't a dent that you could feel put into it throughout the real estate crisis. Your customers just kind of changed. They had less money that bought the houses, so then the hedge funds bought the houses, so you were servicing. It's a pest, termite, and wildlife 18-year-old business, by the way, and it just so we would end up doing services for hedge funds, and still do, and it's like communicating with a few people for 500 houses versus 500 individual customers. It almost makes it easier. So it's things do change. But so anyway, that's what got me turned on the notes, was through the self-directed IRA. And Gordon Moss was the first guy that I ever heard talk about it as an option, which he'll be at Paper Source, and Shondor as well, and they're both mostly seconds, which a lot of people hate, but a few love. And so it's I don't know, for the small price, used to be small price of getting seconds.
I think we're far from those days.
Absolutely. And that's what I say. It's it's bad timing. The little man can't get ahead, but it'll be back around. You just can't, just because I got in or someone got in at a bad time, you can say, oh, well, that didn't work out. You just got to hang in there. And in time, the market's it's going to be back down, wherever it goes down to. I mean, someone's not going to want seconds again, or first. The prices in real estate, they've always done that, any chart I've ever seen. So just
yeah. So, hey, Ryan, do you still hear echo?
Nah, not from you.
Okay, I had to call from my phone. It looked like it worked.
It worked just fine. You still in, go through it.
Patty asked a question in the Q&A. She said, I don't know if she was talking to me or you, but I use it for the entire tape, actually, so I can show you a brief example. I'm pretty much just going to copy the same one over and over again, just so everybody can get an idea. Copied a bunch of the times. Change the numbers up some. Random numbers.
Does it copy in the same number, and you need to change it so it doesn't spit out the same?
Well, it's looking at the loan ID, and if it's the same, it's gonna kind of like crash on it.
Gotcha.
So typically, I mean, you have different loan ID numbers. I don't know if I'm zoomed in pretty good, if everybody can see it real well. So say, for instance,
looks good now.
I go here, say, just using hypothetically, a list of tape. that I got through the tape. I done ciphered it. I done picked the ones that I want based on the states and everything that that fits my criteria. I will enter it in here. I will run this bid details, and as you see, watch loading.
And we'll upload a copy of this Excel sheet for everybody. I think I'm just kidding.
So as you can see, the information inside didn't change. It's the loan ID. So I have about all these different books is open. So it opens up an individual tab for each one. And the reason I like to do it that way, and let me go back, is for this purposes. I use Google Drive, and I separate each of the particular asset into its own file folder, so I can keep traceability. Even if I don't bid on the asset, I like to keep that traceability in case of the future. It cycles itself back around on the tape. I can at least see any information that I've gathered from that particular asset. So just in discussing that asset, one of the main reasons I didn't buy the asset, so the seller got back with me, and as you can see here, it'll give me a target bid price and a retail bid price. One of the things that I saw looking at getting the estimations from my realtor and having them to go out and take pictures of the property. And I did all of this without even ordering a O&E report just of yet. I want to say that for later until I can have my realtor come out and give me an estimate on the fair market value. They gave me somewhere between $26,000 and $30,000 for the property. I think Zillow had it a lot higher because I like to stay above $30,000 as a fair market value on an asset. And it came back with this particular asset after I ran my numbers and I'm trying to get my yields. It didn't make sense for me. Let's see, one of the things, 24%. So let's take this for example. Oops. Anyway, let me edit. Okay. So right here on other, let me enter it in. I didn't say it.
Wesley, when you're working up in Canada, do you get a chance to drive through Michigan at all?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. So back to this particular asset, the seller, I talked to the seller and they wanted $5,500 for the asset. Well, based on my numbers with this lien that was on the property, I could only pay a max of $4,233 to yield a 24% return. That's what I have in my underwriting criteria. So if I was to make this, let's put it at 15, that's what I want. You see my value goes up. So it's taking into account all my expenses, holding costs, acquisition costs, and everything like that. And it's giving me a discounted value on what I need to pay for the asset at this given moment with the information that I have in it. So if I go back to my original 24%, because that's what I target, I would have overpaid if I would have paid the $5,000. It wouldn't been a good investment for me. Another way I could have helped better this investment. So under my underwriting, if I look on putting it on the market, my foreclosure term, going just the full length of the foreclosure and getting it back, I have an estimate of 17 months plus some rehabs in there. So if I was to drop this down and say, okay, well, maybe I can get it in 10 months. You know, it's about at the end of its foreclosure. They're about to have a foreclosure auction next month. They have it scheduled. I know it can take a lot less time or something like that to get the property back. And let me just put it down. I didn't change what I want for my hurdle rate, my yield, 24%, but I did change my time. as you can see, boom, it's saying I can pay almost close to $9,000 for the asset. That's why when you're evaluating assets, time is a very critical, based on my calculation, time is very critical.
Yeah, absolutely. You may have kind of covered it, or maybe not. Zip,
Mm-hmm.
asking you, Wes, what kind of analysis do you do? What are your metrics? You, to me, you may have covered it, maybe not. If you read that a little different to me, I think you.
Well, my main analysis as far as what I look at on a property, like ROI or something like that. Is that what you're asking for?
Didn't
That's what they're asking for?
Didn't specify, just metrics and analysis. You kind of covered it. I don't know if there's any.
Well, right here, I pretty much look at internal rate of return and ROI and net present value. For my IRR, I always target 24%, but it's just saying right now you see high numbers. And the reason being is going off this value. These two values here, this one is, like I said, is going based off time and percentage of what I'm trying to get as a hurdle rate. What I want to accomplish here is the minimum hurdle rate I want to accomplish in the asset. This retail price is pretty much going based on, I've talked to different people, and this particular seller, they want, 45 cents on the dollar. So it's going to tell me, okay, at 45 cents on the, based on the unpaid principal balance or the fair market value, whichever is lower, that's what I need to pay. So it's saying, and this is my outputs for each one of them, my retail and my actual. So it's going to be this number and that number, because I already know what my percentage is for my target, because I have it set at 24%. So for me, I look at internal rate of return, see what I'm going to get over the whole life of the program, of the acquisition. And I also, one of the things I look at is net present value and how much money I'm going to make off of it. Yeah, the yields could be good. Like, say, for instance, I can present this to an investor and they say, oh, 86%. Oh, that's good, but it's $5,000. Well, for them, they probably don't want to do it because the profit is too low. Plus, they got to split it. If we're doing a 50-50 JV, that's 25 for me and 25 for them on the back end. So with all this time, does it make financial sense for them to do this deal?
Yeah, if there are a group where we we have a podcast that we just actually call just profits and real estate, and but a Memphis note closers group that we have, and there's people that have come there that they don't care. The statement is they did. One guy was, I don't care what I pay for the property. I just want to know what I can rent it for. So not that he paid $1 million for a $100,000 property, but he would slightly overpay to get a property just because he's going to be a long-term buy and hold, wants to acquire rental properties. So it's to each his own, and
and what I use for mine, this is the worst case scenario. On my up and coming version, I'm going to have different scenarios as far as like short sale. What if it reperforms? What if I turn into a rental, even though that's not my area? I really don't want to become a landlord. So for me, I'm going to stop at that point of selling it to another investor that wants to do it, or get a investor that wants to finance through me, where they get a note through me and then they go make it a rental, and then they pay me as the bank. Rentals don't appease me that well.
Absolutely. I'm interested in as well too in the that seller carryback, which sounded like you kind of went in a little bit, instead of holding it. If if it comes to that, then selling it instead of renting it out. And it seems what I know a few investors here that have anywhere from a few to 50 or so houses. They they're starting to do a lot of the lease to owns again. But I talked to one guy the other day, Slava Bozen, just a guy that I've worked for a while, or done work for a while. And yeah, you mentioned notes, and it's like, no. Like, or almost like, what's a note? You know, but
Yeah.
there are some that do know, like another guy from Lebanon that I've known for a while as well. He is doing that. They did seller financing on one of the houses. He's got, I don't know, a little over 10. Actually, no, he's got in the 20s. But the one that he just bought to move in, he did seller financing with the seller, 0% for forgot how many years. But so I mean, yeah, it's amazing at what you can do if you just use that.
Yep. So Patty asked the question, what am I using for a repair cost buffer? Mainly right now I'm doing my repair cost is pretty much a clean out, a straight clean out. I am trying to be a little bit more accurate as far as a repairing cost in my analysis. Talking with my mentor, Adam, he said I need to focus more on going based off of square footage, because one of the things I was doing is a percentage of the home value. That's how I was kind of calculating some of the repairs. Some cases that work, majority of cases it doesn't. So I'm trying to work on that and fine tune it for each individual market and work on that. I'm adding that to my underwriting criteria. This is pretty much the next version, and I'm going to have some repair costs like right here. It kind of calculate based off square footage, whatever I put in for that particular market I'm analyzing. So if I look at the pictures the realtor gave me and I say, okay, it's going to cost $10 a square foot, $15, or it's in poor condition, $35 a square foot to repair a unit. That's what I'm going to pretty much look at.
Did you find anything out about that Flint one? Like for $4,000, did you say? What kind of work did that thing need?
So yeah, that was going to bring that up next. Let me show you what my realtor
like 30,000 in repairs. No.
Where is? Hold on one second. Right here. So this is what my realtor sent me. It's pretty much a few questions asking about the property.
Gotcha.
They said in the area you can get about $500 to $550. In turnkey, you could possibly get $23,000 to $28,000 if you put a renter in and sell it as a turnkey. Based on the pictures he sent me, he put these comments that siding and roof worry him a bit. Without looking in the interior, but basing it off the outside of the property, of the roof and the siding not being kept, it may mean some internal costs that I will be hard to turn a profit in this particular area.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So to show everybody, here's some pictures of the property. Can you see that, Ryan?
Yeah. The roof and the siding killed the deal. Well,
I mean, it really wasn't the roof and the siding. It was one of the main contributing factors, but the main contributing factor, let me look and see, did I get it? No, I didn't put anything in there yet. I think this is it. Yeah, so right here, they had a water bill for $1,000.
Gotcha.
On the current tenant, and then on after that they had another one for another $1,100, and then I think it was one more that was on top of that, like another $1,000. So it's about $3,000 total and water payments. So with that, the roofing, the repair, the rent market, I mean, it was I didn't want to take that risk.
Gotcha. I don't blame you. Don't blame me. Yeah, I saw, and I won't, because I don't know who all has signed a NDA with the tapes that came in. There definitely some well known, I guess I'd say, people that sell off tapes at this late in the game. I don't know if there's any diamonds in the rough in them or not, but it'd be great to scrub them live now. But just since they're so new, it would be a good idea.
I haven't had a chance to check out anything new lately. I've been kind of getting this. This is the up and coming version of what I was trying to show everybody on my next spreadsheet, and it's pretty much just gonna pull comparables. It's gonna have various exit strategies for me and my JV partner, and it's also like this particular sheet. I'm finished with it, but it's not yet complete. You see this decline. It's telling me to decline this offer for a joint venture based on everything I've put in this bid details sheet. Because of the reason being of the returns for me and the investor. I kind of like have a minimum of 250 of what I want to take home after servicing costs and everything if we get it back performing, and if we were to get it back performing, or I foreclose on a property and all that money I return, I'm still not gonna net that 250 over the given month. So it's telling me to decline it as a JV, and I need to do it on my own. It's also gonna look at, well, this is another feature I was gonna add. I just pretty much copied over, but I'm restructuring it for partials. If it's a performing note, if I have performing here, it's actually gonna produce this and what the output is as a partial investment, what I need to pay for it, like what I need to pay for it, what returns I get, how many years, and the different types of methods of what I could do.
Nice. Yeah, I need to ask you who you used to do yours. Because that's some,
I'm on my third guy actually working on this.
Really?
It was one guy, he did pulling all the information from Zillow. Another guy, he did some of these other sheets like populating. And now I'm working with a guy from Egypt right now, and he's adding some more stuff onto it. And I found all these guys through Upwork.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I hear you. I know things do change. Like and they, of course, certain people know this skill better than that skill. Like the web scraper, he really doesn't know much about Excel, but he could program to scrape the web for data. But as far as doing Excel formulas or any sort of calculations, nothing. So I mean, you could overdo it, but I like yours. I mean, it takes it almost takes it to a not quite an AI level, because it's your your info you're putting in there. But I mean, it's I mean, great or different from what I remember. Then I know we don't look at it every meetup, every time we meet, but last time I looked at it, I think it looks, there's more at least that I'm seeing now than before. A couple of months back.
Yeah, I know when I first started off, man, it looked like it honestly does.
You're breaking up a little bit, but it may be just the connection.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Perfect. No.
I said just from the start. I mean, I've been changed this thing multiple times myself. I've outsourced it to get changed multiple times, and it's just what I do. I'm an engineer by trade. I'm currently here right now at work. Don't tell my boss, people. Don't tell my boss. But it's sense to me, and I see everything before I make a decision. So that's the main reason behind all of this, and all these different tabs down here is. I gotta see the numbers. I gotta understand it. Roy asked a question. There was gonna be another guest on tonight, but it looks like he's having a bit of difficulties coming on tonight. It's supposed to be in a IRA custodian, but I'm not sure what happened, but we'll surely make it up to you guys and have another webinar.
Yeah, we'll have him on again. Yeah, good call, Wesley. Wait, I'm answering it by text. So, I mean, and that could be a lot of people's questions. So good call and answering it verbally. Yeah, we've got his presentation, but, we were going to ask him some questions as well because I, still have some myself. So, yeah, we'll have it. We'll just, we'll definitely invite him on another time and, or maybe even record the webinar with him at another time, this week. And then just post it and send a link to everyone who registers so you can watch it, or just have them live because we'll definitely answer the questions if you respond on YouTube about the video, but if we have them live, then you can ask them live as well. So maybe both.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm new into the whole self-directed IRA field. Myself, I usually just buy stuff with my own money and go at that route. But I need to take in consideration retirement because I'm not getting any younger. So I need to have some things set up. I do have a Roth IRA and a SEP IRA for myself, but there's no activity going on in it right now. I hope to change that in the next few months or so, but at the current moment,
well, I mean, and you too, like I know Advance is great at responding. I just email them like, if say buying a second, like, okay, I've got no payment history, or this is a, kind of like with the servicer or anyone, you're like, okay, well, you need to fill out this sheet. There's no payment history. Say, okay, I have another form you need to fill out, and so it just depends. But like Roth IRAs, like I think it's $5,500 a month you can only contribute to it, but you can have more than one. You just can't contribute more than that into it. So I mean, depending if you're buying a first or a second or JVN, yeah, I mean, they know a lot, and Alan will know a lot because he's a custodian. Whether you can, like, whether me and Wesley can put our IRAs together and do it. My understanding was you could, because I know of people doing that in real estate. Some may have cash, there may be 5 people with 2 of them with IRAs and 3 of them with cash that are doing a deal, on 10 houses and whatnot. So my understanding was you could, and I don't think it'd be any different with notes, but things always change. Like, I think cryptocurrency is allowed under some of them now too. I'm not sure which all blockchains are, but not even going to go down that route. But just things are always changing.
Yeah, it's definitely ever going in that field. John, yes, the tabs across the bottom do work. I have some more modifications to add to it. And when you guys saw that it populated multiple workbooks, I'm going to include some of those bottom sheets as well. That's what the next version is, populating some more of those sheets and doing some PDF outputs and some of my marketing content outbook that I share with people.
That's sweet. I thought I remember you mentioned that at one of the, the live meetups about doing the PDFs. That's awesome for, heck, even like statements, for your JVs, possibly from that, if the numbers are equal to that, or even just add on to it, instead of creating something totally separate. That's sweet. Gonna have to steal a copy. No.
You fine, man. You more than welcome to it.
But it, like in that same, question of what a lot of people will mention about the ROI, it's like, you would almost have to train me on it to like, okay, well, what is this? What is that? And well, I don't need that, so, but still it's in depth and, man, useful. You can tell you spend a lot of time on it, getting it done for sure.
Yeah, I know a few people I showed the spreadsheet have asked me for a copy of it. I probably worked on like a dummy down version of that spreadsheet and give it to people because, I mean, I don't care. I mean, if I can help you guys get launched in your real estate career, I mean, I'm all for it. Just to dummy it down, just because, you know, I got stuff in there that's probably not important to you or the next person, but to me, is, you know, it's kind of critical. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm gonna do that.
I feel the same way. I mean, there's not nothing, not that I've shown you folks anything tonight that you want at all from my scraper that didn't work. But yeah, I mean, spent $200 on it, but it could be worthless to you. It could be the greatest tool for you. But I mean, what am I gaining by like, no, I bought it, 200.
Oh, no.
No, I mean, but you know, buyer beware, or freeloader, free taker beware. You know, just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Holds values, and that, you know, that's all. But yeah, that's definitely how I am, or definitely how I roll, however you want to call it. Yeah. Like, you know, no, you cannot have this.
I know the biggest feature that I cannot wait to add is that comps feature. It's actually going to look on Zillow of comparable properties that's similar to the subject property that I have in each of the line items. And it's going to present what they sold in like the last 6 months or so. And then I can use that to give an evaluation on my end before I go to my realtor. So I'm going to him a little bit more educated estimate of my fair market value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't know this until I saw Chris 70's, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Chatted with him a couple of times, just email, but and been on a couple of, or at least one excursion or whatever, an event, and together with a group, but to where Zillow's getting into the fix and flip business. Just the other day, a lot of people that may be on this, you know, saw it as well. Possibly they didn't get delete, but yeah, Zillow's supposedly getting into the fix and flip business. I was like, what?
Yeah, but I don't see him getting into our arena. I mean,
Yeah.
We, you know, typically everybody I done talked to, they're staying underneath the $125,000 homes or less. I don't see Zillow going and buying a $40,000 home and trying to flip it.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing it. So, and plus we're on the financing side and not actually the other side of investment. So, I mean, we pretty much a little superior. It's just interesting. They're stepping outside of just giving you a valuation of properties, and now they're just gonna start buying them and fixing and flipping them.
Absolutely. I mean, the business world's like, in the last 5 years or 2 years in my mind, man, it's been like turned on its head, like with Amazon, Facebook, and I mean, even taking it to Netflix and stuff with content as far as producing movies, producing their own content of movies, you know, chipping away at the networks and at cable. You know, really, what do you need cable for? High-speed internet. That's it, man. And you know, it's changed a lot, and it's just going to just accelerate more and more and more. What kind of fascinates me is, you know, even though I know I always mention like, oh my God, but there is notes out there. It's just I've only been, regardless, someone could be in the note business a year and be killing it with, you know, 5,000 deals, and someone could be in it a year and done 5 deals, but you know, just the sourcing that I've done, I haven't found what I'm looking for lately. But I think that's just in case where the market is, you know. A lot more people have gotten into it and invested in it. And but it's amazing of how few people that I've talked to that almost have any still. Well, I mean, I didn't know what one was a year ago, but that still don't know, you know, what a note is with real estate.
Yeah.
But
hey, Ryan, John asked a question about finding people to take my spreadsheet to the next level. So I pretty much use, like I said, Upwork. See if it comes up. And I mean, I could show you the freelance I use. So this guy right here, he's from Egypt. He's the one I'm currently working with right now, and we're trying to take the spreadsheet to the next level. Currently, Vlad, he is the guy that I've used, and I would highly recommend him. He's a little pricey now, but I think he charges like it's either $39 or $49 an hour. But he knows his stuff.
Took me
If you're
200
looking for
hours.
somebody,
No.
I mean, but with all of these guys, you can put time limits on their card. So if you only want them to work 5 hours a week, they can only work 5 hours, and that's the only thing they can bill you for is 5 hours, depending on them. And also I use this guy by the name of Travis, and he set it up my pulling stuff from Zillow and added it into my spreadsheet. So just pretty much go on Upwork. I mean, create a job, post it. Once you post it, I mean, it's good to go. So as you can see, I've had a few I've been used on. Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of money on Upwork. Even my website, right here, all Upwork. See, I spent $500.
Is it WordPress? Your website? Do you know? Is your website, is it WordPress?
Yeah, it's WordPress.
You know how to change it and update it, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, well, with Chad, if I have questions, even though I already paid them, and that's a good thing about Upwork. A lot of these people on here are a lot friendly, and they do go above and beyond some of the things that they initially do for you. Yeah. Like Chad, I can hit him up. Hey, I'm having this problem with this. How do I upload a picture here or there? And he'll tell me, right, quickly. He'll respond back to me, give me some help and feedback.
Man, you're right. I mean, same thing with on Freelancer. Kuntal in India, who I've used anytime I've had a problem, because I mean they get reviews, and if they get bad reviews, I'm sure they don't show up as great in the search results. So they're like, don't worry, no problem, I will get it fixed. I'm working on it, got it. So I mean, he's usually all over it. So I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And John, did they show you samples when you put the job up for bid? Actually, they do. Like once they do it, they see the job posted, they will message you in your inbox, and they will say, yes, I can help you with it. And boom, they'll give you if it's something familiar they had worked on in the past, they'll send you that and let you see it. They'll either send you a file or a JPEG just with a picture image, so you can get a good overview of what it is. Some of the guys, I chat to them back and forth. I send a file, hey, could you do this? Woo. And then they'll come back with my file like, yeah, I've done it. Check it out. How do you think this will work? I mean, they're taking a lot of risk, because I could have just did that and taken, my spreadsheet back without paying them. But I try to maintain an area of integrity, so I do pay them eventually.
And I think like the keyword, from what I know back from 20-something years ago, and it's still pretty much the same, I saw VBA, which is Visual Basic, and Excel. That's what Excel uses. So that's kind of like the language I think you would use in asking them, with what you want, tell them what you're doing. I'm doing real estate in Zillow. Like if you go to the bottom of their website, they've got, I know White Pages has it, APIs. Realtor, I believe, does not. That's why I use that web scraper. So some websites open up.
Some sites don't have it. A few do. Zillow is the main one that really does offer it. Some of them do offer it, but I think you have to pay for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Even who was that? Pro Title USA. They offer it. And I thought about that, adding it to my spreadsheet. So if I want to do an O&E report, I can just click a button and boom, it sends it out. It takes the money from my account and boom, pays for it.
They Pro Title does what now? You can do it. Where?
Yeah, they have an API. They have an API function that you could add.
About it. Okay.
Yeah, I saw them on, what was it, Note Count, I think. Yeah, I think it was Note Count.
I remember talking.
He was talking about it.
Yeah, okay. So it's probably alive and well now, I guess. So,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean
I
that.
haven't looked into it, but that's a nice feature.
Yeah,
Saves a lot
you
of
need
time.
the title report. Yeah, instead of going to the website and typing in the address and doing it, you can just click right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
time is money. I mean, if you're
It's
doing a
always.
lot of them, if you're doing some every now and again, then not so much. But yeah, I think you could overdo it too. Just kind of, you know, as your workload comes on more and more, you'll know what you need to do and what you need to develop, and
Yeah.
you know, that's
Because I know for me, I'm a big component of outsourcing. If I virtual assistant that understands just real estate in America in general, because majority of the virtual assistants that you want to bring onto your team, they are from other countries, like you said. Um, so if I can find somebody good to bring onto my team, then I'll use them going forward. I have found a group that will do it, and they're from the Philippines, and they're pretty good. I think they want to charge about, I either want to say it's 200 a month or 200 every 2 weeks, and they do unlimited tasks for you. I mean, they work 40 hours a week, so that's one of the routes I think I'm going to go once I want to kick my marketing up to a new level. Bring on a virtual assistant, take care of it.
I'm with you. I haven't done it myself yet. Not that I don't need to, but I need to put the plan in place, just like you do when you hire somebody. Like, okay, I'm hired. What do I do? So I need
Yeah.
to, here's what I need done. So it's
Yeah, and I'm the same way, because in my day job, I mean, we have, procedures everywhere. For the people out on the floor, how to do this, step one, step two, or process flow. So I've taken some of those good qualities and brought it to my business, so I can have a established process flow for everything. So in an event I get sick or I need somebody to fill in for me, I mean, it's already there.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You've heard it. I know you've heard it over and over on Bigger Pockets, and I don't know where the heck else, but it is called, I forgot, the E-Myth, Michael Gerber. Yeah, putting processes in place. I had to look for it over there. But yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Wes, I'll talk to you later, bud, and thank you everyone for attending. And yeah, we'll make it up to you. We'll get Alan on and do the whole self-directed IRA. I'll talk with Wes and see what we come up with, or you guys shoot us an email if you want it live, or if you just want us to record it during the week and post questions on the YouTube video, and we'll answer them on there, whichever one, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, man. Let's see if I can bribe Adam Adams to come on one day and give a presentation or something like that.
Yeah,
probably have to take him out to dinner again. Maybe that'll work for him.
Any and everyone's bribable. I talked to Dave months earlier, and yeah, I mean,
they're all bribable.
And steer us into the dirt. But yeah.
Just on the side note, if anybody is going to be at Paper Source next week, I will be there. Just look me up. I'm very open. You can come to me and talk to me about anything. I'm very open to talk to everybody, meet new people. So if you would just, give me a call. I think I've put my email in the chat. So if you guys are coming, just shoot me an email. I'm more than likely to take you out for drinks, talk to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you can't find them, just look for any of the top. I'm just kidding, or the bars. No, I'm just
just look at the guy with the curly hair, the messy hair.
Yeah, there will be a lot of that was my introduction to notes last year, and sadly won't make it this year. But I'll be at a couple a year, but yeah, Paper Source this year. But it's been a bad tax year I say it's been a bad unplanned tax year for me this year. $30,000 in taxes. That was really unexpected. Had a
Wow.
yeah, everyone does their taxes differently. And I picked a bad tax guy, man. He's an auditor, so he like is doing taxes for the IRS, not me. Not that
Yeah.
I'm trying to do anything that's I mean, everything could be construed this way, that way. Yeah, the guy I was using for the prior few years, he got a letter after sending him a 1099 that he's in the hospital, and get someone else for your taxes. So I shopped around a few places and didn't get referrals. So I'm gonna talk to a few more for next year, but he's doing my bookkeeping, and but I don't think.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, especially. Well, I mean, so made more money, made more profit, just wasn't
More taxes.
expecting. And I was going through a conversion of QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online. I was stuck in the middle of double duty, going to QuickBooks Desktop to look at my bottom line, and then QuickBooks Online, because I wouldn't use it for everything. I'd basically use it for payroll. And so we converted everything totally over, and it was just a lot of wasn't a lot of stuff that wasn't uncategorized, but so all the money's there, but so some of the stuff may be in a category that possibly could not be written off, that was written off prior, and we're just under tight deadline to get it done. Or you could stretch it out. I mean, did file an extension, but you just end up paying penalties and stuff. So I was like, whatever, you're the tax pro, and but I won't be using you next year, by the way. And but anyway, so I'm sure he's listening.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Ryan. Man, that's a tough blow.
10% increase in profits, man. So it's not all bad news, but it was just like, well, I guess that's $30,000 that I won't be putting towards notes right now.
You should have put that in your self-directed IRA, man, and then you'd have been okay.
I should have pre-planned a little better. You live and you learn. Better to learn from other mistakes than my own. But I should have opened up another one prior and put another 5,400, 55, whatever the heck it is. It's somewhere around there for a Roth. And, you only can have so much. So if you got employees, like if you have a simple IRA, a SIP, if you contribute, 100 to yours every week, you have to contribute 100 to every employee every week. So I just got a Roth IRA, so it's different, like for contributions for really what's your value. You don't get 100 just because he gets 100. I mean, just because you sit around and are lazy and don't produce as much, you don't get the same as John. So but yeah, I should have opened another Roth because you only can put 5,400 in it. But if you could do that again next year, or even 5,400 when the market tanks, all right. I know people don't like seconds, but I do. And get us and sit on it and wait. It doesn't matter what it returns. It returns 20, 40 grand. You only, it doesn't. And that's tax free. So it's after that, when you start withdrawing, you don't pay any taxes on the Roth. As well. I love the Roth. You can't put in as much, but you're not going to be paying any taxes when you're in old age and aren't talking as much as we are right now.
Yeah.
But
all right, man.
I'll talk to you later, guys, gals. I appreciate y'all coming on, and this will be trimmed up a tad, not too much, and into a podcast as well. And we'll have the IRA going on as well, and we'll shoot an email out to you and share it. Thank you. Talk to you. Wes.
Make sure you guys subscribe to us on iTunes. I know Ryan is handling all of that aspect, and I know you'll probably appreciate you guys' support going forward.
Absolutely. We both will.
Yep.
We will. This is an effort. For sure.
Team effort, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll see you, Wes, man.
All right, man.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.